Before we begin our tefillah, we're going to offer a prayer for healing and mishaberach for cholim. If you have someone whose name you'd like to include, I invite you to rise in body or spirit. Mishaberach Avoteinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachav, Leah, hu yivarech v'irapeh et hacholim. HaKadosh Baruch Hu yimaleh rachamim aleim lachzikam v'raputam vishlach lahem mehera refuah shlema min hashamayim refuat hanefesh refuat haguf betoch shar chalei Yisrael hashta bagalav izman kariv v'nomar amen. Mi shebeherach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. Let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mikor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה 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 טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומנעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
I invite you to rise as we are going to say the blessing, as we transfer the flame from the pre-existing fire to the Shabbat candles. We're going to say the blessing for Shabbat and Yom Tov as we cover our eyes and offer these blessings.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu וציוונו וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו וציוונו להדליק נר, וציוונו וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת ושל יום טוב.
Amen. Please turn to the person beside you. Wish them a Shabbat Shalom, a Chag Sameach, a good Yontif, a happy Shavuot. You may be seated. Our tefillah begins, page 10.
ידיד נפש ברחמן, ידיד נפש ברחמן, ושוכב דך אל רצונך, ושוכב דך יאללה לי 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 אל רצונך. יראות כמו היעל השתחווה לי לי יאללה לי 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 ולדרך. ידיד נפש ברחמן, ידיד נפש ברחמן, ושוכב דך אל רצונך, ושוכב דך יאללה לי 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 אל רצונך. כי ירב לו ידידותך, היא נופת סוף לי 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 יאללה לי 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 בכל טעם. ידיד נפש ברחמן, ידיד נפש ברחמן.
According to the rabbis, we spent the past 6 days standing at Sinai. Since Rosh Chodesh Sivan, since the very first day of the month of Sivan, we were already standing at Sinai. There are many liturgical changes that we adopt to mark that moment of spiritual elevation. And of course, during the past 24 hours, as we welcome the holiday of Shavuot, we were experiencing revelation together. And because of that, it is customary to skip the first 6 Psalms and Lecha Dodi, because those are there to prepare our souls so that we can welcome Shabbat spiritually elevated. We are already uplifted and elevated because of the sanctity of Shavuot. And for that reason, we begin our tefillah with the Psalm for Shabbat that can be found on page 27, Tov lehodot la'Adonai.
טוב להודות לאדוני, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר ולזמר לשמך עליון. טוב להודות לאדוני, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, להגיד בבוקר חסדך, לאמונתך בלילות, לאמונתך בלילות. טוב להודות לאדוני.
The righteous flourish like the date palm, thrive like a cedar in Lebanon. Planted in the house of Adonai, they flourish in our God's courtyards. Tzaddik Katamar Ifrach, page 28.
צדיק אתה אמר יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה. שתו לי בבית אדוני,
Page 29.
אדוני מלאך גאות לבש, לבש אדוני עוזהית הזר, הפתיקון תבל בל תימות, הפתיקון תבל בל תימות, נכון גזעך מאז לעולם אתה, נסו נרות אדוני, נסו נרות קולה, יישאו נרות אוכיה, מקורות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני, עדותיך נאמנו מאוד, לביתך נבע קודש,
אדוני לאורך ימים,
אדוני לאורך ימים, מקורות מים רבים, אדירים משברי ים, אדיר במרום אדוני, אדיר במרום אדוני.
Those among us in mourning, and those observing Yortzeit, Mourners Kaddish, page 30, we invite the mourners and those observing Yortzeit to rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam omei omaya. Yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitaleh, v'yitalal, shmei dekudesha berichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'ramav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael V'imru. Amen. Invite the rest of the congregation to rise for the call to worship. The blessings of the Baruch Hu, page 39a. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
May be seated as we continue privately the blessings of the evening service. Baruch Atah Adonai L'chalam Asher B'Darom Ba'arei.
אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני המארי ורבי.
Final blessing before the Shema that speaks of God's love for us through the gift of the Torah and the path of the mitzvot. Page 40.
ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו
post bat mitzvah, which is in some ways even more inspiring than a pre-bat mitzvah, will lead us in the Shema, page 41. Masha.
Adonai Elohecha b'hol levevcha ובכל נפשך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלתך בדרך ובשובך ובקומך והתמניות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
Extend the Yasher Koach to Masha for leading us in the Shema. We continue the final paragraphs, page 42.
למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. The Song of Redemption, the Song of Freedom, bottom of page 44. Who is like you, Adonai, among the mighty? Mi chamocha ba'elim, Adonai.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש מי כמוך באלים אדוני מי כמוך נהדר בקודש כי יפעד אדוני את יעקב וגלום יד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
Prayer for peace and protection and shelter in the dark of night. Hashkivenu, page 45.
ושמור צאתנו מעתה ועד עולם. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, והעמידנו מלכנו לחיים.
To the sick and the suffering, send your hope. To the forgotten and the lonely, send your love. To the confused and the distressed, send your light. To the weary and the wronged, send renewed strength. To the pursuers of justice and wisdom and faith, to the seekers of peace, send unwavering resolve. To Jerusalem and its people, send tranquility and joy. To the world tonight, send the blessings of Shalom.
ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים, אמן. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. ברוך אתה הפורס סוכת שלום עלינו ועל כל עמו ישראל ועל ירושלים, ועל ירושלים, ועל ירושלים, אמן.
We rise as we turn to page 46 for the two paragraphs from the Torah that proclaim the sanctity of these days, first of Shabbat and then of the holiday. Page 46.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם, עוד היא לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
Middle of 46.
וידבר משה את מועדי אדוני אל בני ישראל, אל בני ישראל. ויתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה
Amen.
ועמד ברך ירוצה וימליך מלכותה וחייכונו ויומכון וחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן יהא שמי רבה מבורך לעולם לעלמי עלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמת הקדושה בריחו לאלה מכל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה נמירה בעלמה ואמרו
We jump ahead to page 306, where we are preparing to offer the Amidah not only for Shabbat, but for this festival day, the second festival day of Shavuot. But first we ask God to help us to find the way to pray. Adonai Sfatai Tiftachu Fi Agiti Alatecha, O Lord, open up our mouths so that our lips may declare your praise. Page 306.
Yada lai lai la, 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 yada lai lai la. Adonai sefatai tiftach ופי יגיד תהילתך אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך יאללה לילה יאללה לילה
Silent Amida, we offer all of the insertions for Shabbat and Shavuot.
יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Page 53.
ויחולו השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות.
May be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Eloi Avotenu v'Imotenu Eloi Avraham Eloi Yitzchak v'Eloi Yaakov Eloi Sarah Eloi Rivka Eloi Rachel v'Eloi Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Kone Shamayim Va'aretz.
מגן אבות בדברו, מחיה מתים במאמרו, האל הקדוש שאין כמוהו, המניח לעמו ביום שבת קודשו. כי בם רצה להניח להם, כי בם רצה להניח להם, בפניו נעבוד ביראה ופחד, ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד בעול הברכות. אל ההודעות אדון השלום, מקדש השבת וברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לעמד ושני עונג, זכר למעשה בראשית.
Purify our hearts to serve you willingly in truth and help us to enjoy and experience this holy day of Shabbat. 4 lines from the top of page 54. V'taher libeinu.
וטהר ליבנו לעובדך, 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 לעובדך באמת. וטהר ליבנו לעובדך, 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 לעובדך באמת. וטהר ליבנו לעובדך, 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 לעובדך באמת. וטהר ליבנו לעובדך, 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 לעובדך באמת.
ונחילינו אדוני אלוהינו ברצון שבת קודשך וינוחו בישראל מקדשי שמך ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Page 54.
גדל מתקדש שמר רבה, אלמדי ברכות ובמליך מלכות וחייכון ובמכון ובחי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה בזמגרי ואימרו, אמן. יהא שמר רבה מברך, לעלם ולעלמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח פרה ותרומה ותעשה ותדר ותלה ותלה לשמד הקודשה בריחו לאלה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמדה אדם מרם ועל מה ואמרו אמן תתקבל צלתנו ואתון לכל בית ישראל קודם עבורות בשמה ואמרו אמן יהא שלום הרבה משמעיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי תבל ואמרו אמן.
חג שמח, Shabbat Shalom. It's funny, at least once a year, Rabbi Berkun and I ask each other, what's your favorite holiday? And he's often surprised when I say that my favorite holiday is Shavuot. I love Shavuot. And among the many reasons why I like Shavuot are the texts that we read on Shavuot. There are three main texts that liturgically we read during the holiday of Shavuot. One is, of course, Revelation at Mount Sinai. Earlier this morning, some of you were here, we read the Ten Commandments, which are kind of the foundation of the Jewish tradition. Everything we do as Jews, everything we know as Jews, everything we practice as Jews stems from that Decalogue. Then we have the Haftorah. The Haftorah for this morning was a very mystical passage from the book of prophet Ezekiel that, according to the rabbis, is perhaps the foundation of Jewish spirituality. Everything that has to do with Kabbalah, with mysticism, with profound, deep spiritual interpretations of the Torah stems from chapter 1 of the book of Ezekiel. The rabbis, especially Rabbi Akiva, took that book very seriously and transformed that book into the cornerstone of Jewish spirituality. So much so that the rabbis say that it could be dangerous for someone to learn that text on his own. Okay, the rabbi said, be careful when you read Maaseh Merkabah, chapter 1 of Ezekiel, because it has special powers. And then we have the book of Ruth that we are going to read tomorrow morning. And it's kind of weird. Why? Of all books, there's the holiness, the sanctification of God in the book of Isaiah. There's the crossing of the Red Sea. There are so many other books. There's the book of Psalms. But the rabbis chose to make the book of Ruth the center of our learning experience during the holiday of Shavuot. And the rabbis themselves, when they ask, like, so what's the book of Ruth all about? What's the main topic of the book of Ruth? Rav Chisda famously says in the Talmud, the book of Ruth is all about chesed. It's all about loving kindness. It's all about our approach to the other. As if these three texts that are at the core of Shavuot were talking to different aspects of what does it mean to be a Jew. Yes, there is spirituality and prayer and mysticism. Yes, there are traditions and values and practices and rituals. And then there's a strong commitment to the other that is represented in an attitude of extreme hospitality, compassion, and loving kindness. I don't know if you have ever read the book of Ruth, but if you haven't, it's in the prayer book, and it's only 4 chapters. One of the easiest books to understand of the whole Bible. It can be read as a love story, but it's not only a love story between Ruth and her mother-in-law Naomi, or between Ruth and who eventually will become her husband Boaz. It's also a picture of how an ideal Jewish society should operate. Because when Ruth, who is a stranger, a widow, a Moabite, she comes from the lowest nation possible from a perspective of the Israelites, meaning she comes from Moab. Moab is the country where everything goes wrong. Moab is a country that is as different as it gets to Jewish values, Jewish traditions. The other, par excellence, is the one who comes from Moab. And she arrives at Bethlehem without a husband, with an elderly mother-in-law. She goes to the field of Boaz, knowing, because she comes from Moab, that the normal attitude with which strangers are often welcome in settings like that is segregation, oppression, discrimination, xenophobia, you name it. People don't like to welcome the stranger. People have a natural tendency of being reluctant to engage in relationship with the migrant, with the other, with the person who doesn't look, doesn't speak, and doesn't live like you. And so she arrives at the field of Boaz, and Boaz, this powerful, wealthy Jewish man, recognizes this widow that comes from Moab and says, welcome. That's what he says. Welcome. Not only he says welcome, he says, if there's anything I can do for you, just let me know. Drink water, sit at my table with my people, make yourself at home. Ruth is so puzzled by Boaz's attitude that she tells him, don't you know that I'm a Moabite? Meaning, how come you're being so nice to me? I'm an immigrant. Usually immigrants don't get, the red carpet rolled out when they arrive at the field. And Boaz replies, I know what you have done for your mother-in-law, and that's all I need to know. Because of that, you deserve my respect, you deserve my love, you deserve my compassion and my help. And that is the beginning of a love story that eventually will become the story of redemption. Because it is from that connection between a migrant and a man who is committed to welcome the stranger that King David is going to be born. Ruth and Boaz are the great-grandparents of King David. And King David is the ancestor of the Mashiach. In other words, it is because of the attitude of a man who, when he sees a stranger, he sees an opportunity for love, that redemption will come. I think that sometimes we forget that that's at the core of the Jewish tradition. It is impossible to tell the story of our people while at the same time remain indifferent to the narratives of the migrants, of the strangers. Who here isn't a descendant of someone who emigrated looking for a better future in this land? I don't know if you all know how it all began, but it all began with 23 refugees in a ship called the Saint Catherine. We're talking 1654. 23 Jews coming from the Netherlands arrived at the shores of what was then called New Amsterdam. The governor of New Amsterdam, Peter Stuyvesant, says, deemed it useful to require them in a friendly way to depart. That's the welcome that we got when we arrived in America. He didn't want the, and I quote, repugnant Jews, members of a deceitful race, to remain. And he wrote to the directors of the Dutch West India Company in Amsterdam, asking him to take these 23 Jews back. Some were put in jail, were detained. All of them got their property seized and confiscated. That's the story of our people. And there's no way of telling that story without acknowledging that there are others that are experiencing that fate as we speak. Last week I had the privilege, the blessing of spending a week of learning in New York City. And something that I always love when my plane is about to land or to take off from New York is to see from the window the Statue of Liberty. That symbol that is a symbol of everything this country stands for, of democracy, of openness, of Western civilization. Even if New York seems to be becoming something else, the Statue of Liberty still stands there to remind us what this country and its culture it's all about. Of all poets that New Yorkers could have chosen to have their words inscribed in the pedestal that holds the Statue of Liberty, the words inscribed there are the words of a Jew. A Jew, Emma Lazarus, who devoted her life to helping Russian immigrants that were detained at Ward Island, wrote in the poem that stands at the bottom of the Statue of Liberty. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door. That is what this country stands for, and that is what the Jewish tradition stands for. That is the story of Ruth, a woman that came to a land and found there nothing other than loving kindness and compassion. We can have all kinds of political views, and we can debate until the end of days what is the best strategy to welcome the stranger. But it is not kosher to remain indifferent to the stranger, to the other, to the migrant. It is not permitted by the Jewish tradition to say, I don't care what happens to them. When someone tells you, well, they are going to be deported, it is not the Jewish way of answering to say it is their problem. According to the Jewish tradition, their problem is our problem, because we were them not long ago. I strongly encourage you to open the book of Ruth and to try to embody its values in our day-to-day life. Wishing everyone a Chag Sameach and a Shabbat Shalom. We're going to stand as we welcome our children to the Bima, and we bless them with the holy words of the priestly benediction.
ישימך אלוהים כשרה רבקה רחל ולאה.
May God bless you as Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah.
ישימך אלוהים כאפרים וכי מנשה.
May God bless you as Ephraim and Manasseh.
יברכך אדוני וישמרך, יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך, יישא אדוני פניו אליך ויעשה לך שלום.
May God bless you and protect you. May God show you favor, be gracious to you. May God show you kindness and bless you with a Shabbat of Shalom, a life, a future, and a world of Shalom, as we all say Amen. Yeladim, after you've given the Torah scrolls a kiss, you can return to your places. Aleinu, page 56. If you're counting the Omer, it's day 51. It's already over, but you can keep counting. It's okay. Page 56, Aleinu.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כשפחות אדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסד הארץ, ומשה ויקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגובה מרומים, הוא אלוהינו עינות, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת היום וישב אותה אל לבבך, כי
כי אדוני הוא האלוהים בשמיים ממעל ועל הארץ ועל הארץ מתחת עינו.
ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
Standing as we offer the additional prayer on behalf of the Israel Defense Forces, the IDF found on the inside back cover of the Shabbat program that you received. מי שברוך אבותינו אברהם יצחק ויעקב, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל, הוא יברך
והרי אלוהינו מגבול הלבנון ועד מדבר מצרים ומן הים הגדול עד לבוא הערבה, ביבשה הוא יברך את חיילי צבא הגנה לישראל. Those of us in mourning and those observing Yartzeit remain standing. The rest of us may be seated. This coming week, we observe the following Yartzeits with love. We remember Abe Lostein, Mert Eisenfeld, Ida Rita Engorn, Hershenson, Sylvia Fine, Harry Friedman, Michael Heckler, Shirley Kahn, Abraham Kavana, Jonah Kaiken, Dorothy Kohan, Harriet Landa, David Lieberman, Sabaya Martha, Annette Marks, Joseph Nash Enine, Alberto Nigri, Sarah Oberlander, Leib Shapiro, Benjamin Siegel, Annie Tybell, Nathan Uchrowski, and Edgar Goldfarb. Mourners Kaddish, page 58. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv imru amen. V'yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'me'omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalei v'yitalal shmei dekudesha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'yalma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May be seated.
We want to strongly encourage everyone to take the Shabbat program home. There's a lot of information about what's happening at ATJC in the coming weeks. I do want to highlight that this coming Wednesday, May 27th, we have our annual meeting, our congregational meeting. So if you are a member of ATJC and you want to hear the report of our outgoing President Alex Wolf about the many things that happened at ATJC in the past year, the state of our finances, our membership, our educational programs, and more, the moment to learn about how is ATJC doing, I can spoil it, we're doing great. But the way to learn more in detail about how we are doing is to come to the annual meeting. We are also going to officially vote for the slate of officers and members of the board for the next 2 years, and we are going to welcome our incoming president, Matt Pinzur, as he is installed formally as president of the board of our congregation. That's this coming May 27th, at 5:30 p.m. we're going to have Mincha, and then at 6 p.m. we are going to start with the annual meeting in the Wilner Pavilion. So we're counting on you. It is important that you get involved, and the way of learning about how we're doing is to come to the annual meeting. Next Shabbat, a week from today, we're going to be honoring our high school graduates, many of whom are going to graduate high school formally this coming week, especially those who are students at the local charter school, the Don Sofer Aventura High School, have their graduation this coming Tuesday. So we are going to honor all of the graduates from high school of this year, the class 2026 of high school, a week from today, during Kabbalat Shabbat, during Friday night services. We are asking them to come with the t-shirts or the hoodies of their colleges, and if you would like to show up to services with the colors and with the whatever symbols you have of your university. I don't have a t-shirt of University of Buenos Aires. They don't make them there. Maybe there's something on Etsy.
Someone can make one this week.
I'm going to see if I can find something from UBA. But if not, we're counting on you. I do have a Columbia Dad t-shirt. I may wear that. This coming Friday, we are going to honor all of them. Make sure you come 7 p.m. and we're going to have a special kiddush in their honor. Cantor Roger is leading a trip to Israel for our post-bar mitzvah students, incoming 8th graders, and the informational meeting is on Monday, June 1st, 2026. I think the spots for that program are limited. I already heard about many teenagers. I even heard at home about teenagers who are interested on this trip. So if you want to be part of that group, make sure you save the date for that meeting. There's much more going on. Make sure you take the Shabbat program home, you read it. Remember, we don't take a break. There are going to be services here in the main sanctuary every single Friday of the year, including the Friday during the summer period. There was a time in which we had a small minyan in the chapel. We continue to welcome lots of people during the summer, so services will take place here with music, with everything during the summer months. So we're counting on you so that we can keep this minyan strong. Kiddush tonight is going to take place in the Wilner Pavilion, the smaller social hall in the north side of our campus. So if you enter a room that is ready for a party, that's not the place for Kiddush. Try to find the place that has the burekas and the cholent. That's where you want to go.
Avoid the place with the disco balls. That's
not the disco balls. And you are going to find also a special cake in honor of Dale, who is celebrating her birthday today. So Eric brought a special kosher cake to honor his wife. In addition to the burekas and the cholent and everything, we're going to sing happy birthday to her, and we are going to eat cake during Kiddush. We are going to rise as we conclude our services with the national anthem of the Jewish people, Hatikva.
קולות באיבה ופנימה, נפש יהודי קדימה, עין לציון סופיה, עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בשנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון. בירושלים, להיות המחושי בארצנו, ארץ ציון בירושלים.
Please turn to the person beside you, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach. If you know them and love them, ask if you can give a hug and a kiss. Join us, everyone, for Kiddush in Wilner Pavilion.